Hi, this is Adam L with Adam L Photography and Okinawa Vision, and today we're looking to do a quick product review for you. This is the new release from Tamron, the Tamron 150-600 SP f5 to 6.3 variable aperture super telephoto. It's quite a nice item to have in my hands at the moment because it is on back order for a lot of people having trouble finding this. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how the lens performs, who I think it's useful for, where I think its weak points and its strong points are, and if it's worth actually buying in the end. So first I'll just show you the lens itself. This is on my Nikon D3S. Now that is at 150mm with the lens hood attached, and if you zoom that out to the 600 point, you can see it gets quite long. Now it's a very heavy lens. Really feel the weight on it. It seems to dwarf even a pro body like a D3S. Feels really small on here, but with the inclusion of the VC, you can still handhold this. Right now I'm hand holding this, shooting at f8 at 1/500th of a second at 600mm and getting absolutely crisp shots all the way through. I haven't had a single blur or handshake shot going on, so the VC is really working well. As most of you probably know, that if you shoot at 600mm, you should be shooting at least 600th of a second, preferably higher. But because it's got the VC, I mean, I would be comfortable probably going down to about 300th of a second, maybe 3 to 400th of a second. I haven't had that much time practicing with the weight of the lens in handhold yet, but I'd say you could probably pull that off just because the VC from Tamron is fantastic. Now, one of my big concerns prior to buying this and not being able to check too many reviews because there's not many out at the moment was how the autofocus system works, if it's fast, how responsive it was, etc. Now this does have Tamron's USD, the ultrasonic silent drive autofocus built in, which I've used on the 70 to 200 2.8, and it's fantastic. So that did relax me a little bit before buying it. Now I've had it on the camera for a while, I've had a good chance to play with it, and yeah, it's highly responsive. It's surprisingly quick for a lens in this price range. I was expecting it to be a little bit slower. You can engage the limiter switch here to the 15 meter full or infinity mode there, and that will speed up the focusing tracking a hell of a lot. But yeah, I'm shooting here at 600mm. I don't know if you can see way off in the distance where that point is. Just beyond there, there's a handful of surfers. They're all out there catching some waves, and yeah, every shot in a series of shots they've all been dead on focus, so it's tracking really well. Again, that is at f8, so you're not, the autofocus doesn't have to do too much work when you're shooting at that f-stop. Now, the variable aperture is a concern for a lot of people, and in some ways, I guess, if you're looking to do maybe high-end sports work or something like that, you're not going to want a variable aperture lens. If you're shooting indoors or in poor light, you're not going to want this lens unless you've got a body that can handle it, like the D3S, because your ISO is going to have to go up quite high. Now in this light, it's this really hazy sort of morning overcast, slightly spitting with rain light. I'll just check my settings here. I am shooting at 1/500th of a second at f8. The ISO is still only at 200, so there's still a ton of light getting in for this kind of shooting. So there's yeah, I've got no qualms with using this lens for what I want to use it for. Incredibly fast. I haven't tested it out with anything like bird photography yet because that's not really my forte, but I will give it a go and see how well it responds and how crisp and sharp it is on something that's moving so fast. Just test it out, see what I can do with it. Now I also put this lens onto my D7000 body and tested it out, and on the D7000 as well, it's a little bit slower on the focus, but it's still crisp. It's a fantastic pairing there with those two lenses. And on the D7000, with it being the crop sensor, you're getting closer to, I think, around 900 and something mil focal range on that crop sensor. So that does really, yeah, that adds a real bang for buck kind of feature there, getting closer to 1000 mil on a crop sensor. Now with that, I also tested it out on the D7000 with a little bit of video, and it was fantastic for video too. You're getting 900 plus mil video with that really good compression that you're getting from using such a big telephoto, and the video just looks fantastic. So it's a brilliant lens for that too. Now, what else can I talk about? Build quality. Build quality seems really nice. It's a little bit more plasticky than, say, the 70-200 is, but not much difference in build quality. The lens collar that comes around here is really easy to adjust, so you can switch between your portrait mode and your landscape mode on the fly if you've got this on a tripod. Handheld, it's got a bit of weight, so you're going to get tired hand holding this lens all day. So yeah, you definitely want to be in a nice prone position, or have it on a monopod or a tripod if you plan to shoot for extended periods of time. What else is there really to say about it? It does the trick that it's designed to do. It's got this nice function here. Because the front end is quite heavy, you can see if you're walking around with it, it'll slowly extend itself. But what you can do is you can hit this little lock button, and that'll stop that happening while you're carrying the camera around. So you're not going to end up dropping down the lens really far and bang it against things. So that's a nice little feature. It seems like they really thought of everything for this this lens. Now I will post a couple of sample shots from today. There's nothing exceptional, it's smaller waves. I just wanted to come out and shoot a few photos. But I'll post a couple of sample shots, both RAW and JPEG, and give you an idea of how this lens looks on both a D3S and on a D7000. I may even hook it up to a D800 and just have a play with that and see what that does. I brought that with me today as well. So that's my look at the Tamron. What I'm going to talk about just a little bit now, who's it for? This is really a good lens for people who want to take sports, but are taking sports either on a really good pro body or in decent light, or both is even better, because you're not going to want to put this on, say, something like a D5000 or a D5200 or even a D7000 and shoot photos indoors at a darker event. Basically the weight is going to be too much on a smaller body camera. The smaller body camera is going to be pushing ISO up to you'll be getting closer to 4 to 5, maybe 6400, just to keep up with that lack of light coming through such a large lens with the smaller apertures that it comes with. So yeah, this is going to be fantastic for outdoor shooting. If you're going to be shooting soccer outdoors for your kids, you want to shoot surfing, you want to shoot wildlife and you've got a lot of light, or you've got a good camera body for it, this is a really good investment for the money. I mean, we're talking, like, depending on where you're buying it, anywhere from $1,000 to $1,400 for this lens. And just crisp, sharp images, highly responsive, incredible zoom range, 150-600. I mean, you can pretty much take that lens with you and do, that with a 24-70, and you've got the whole zoom range pretty much covered with 2 lenses for anything you want to do. So highly impressed with that. Yeah, no buyer's remorse. I'm really happy with this lens. And I look forward to getting a hell of a lot more images with it. I'll be taking this with me to basically North Sumatra on a surf trip in August, and we're going to get some incredible images from it then. Really going to put it through its paces. So keep an eye out for some of those videos and some of those photos that will be coming soon. This is Adam L. Happy shooting. Okay, so here we are back at home here, and I've got some of the photos from today's shoot locked into the computer, so I can have a look at those. I've got Reef here with me. He's going to help me check these photos, aren't you, Reef? Good girl. So first shot we've got here, we took this was on the D3S. We've got a surfer here doing a bottom turn. Now this is I shot this at 1/800th of a second, f9, ISO 360, and this is at 600mm. Now let's just zoom in here, the full crop. That's at 100% right there. You can see the detail is fantastic. It's a very crisp image, very sharp. Let's get up to the corners here. A little bit soft in the edges here on the corner. That's a little bit hard to tell though, because there's so much compression going on. But yeah, definitely a little bit of fall off in the edges, but nothing that you would write home about. That's really quite good. This here looks like it's softer than it is, but that's actually just because it's the foreground. It's the depth of field coming through there. Even at f9, there's so much compression that's going on in this lens. So it's yeah, very nice, very good. So that's the first shot we got there. Let's see what else we got here. I just loaded a few of them in there. This one here is an old fisherman. It was up on the hill. So this one here I'm shooting at 1/500th of a second f9, coming to ISO 250, and again at 600mm. So we come in, look at this crisp image, very sharp on his face. Great compression. Look at the to use the word bokeh, but look at the word bokeh in the background. It's really quite soft and creamy in the background. Again, getting a little bit soft in the corners here, but even if you look here on the fishing pole, it's not really losing any of its crispness. So that's a really beautiful example of a shot there, looking fantastic at 100% crop. Incredible image. Now these are all handheld, by the way. You would have seen that in the video. What do we got next here? This is another picture of the surfer. This one here was shot on the, this is a JPEG, it was shot on the D7000. So that's at 1/640th of a second, f8, ISO 400. And you can see on the D7000, on the crop sensor, when you get into 100% crop, it is losing a little bit of detail. It's not quite as sharp and beautiful as it was on the D3S. It could just be that shot. Again, it was handheld, so it's hard to tell. Alright, what do we got next here? Oh, this is a video, so let me just get over to library mode. I can show you this video. It's a video clip shot on the D7000, handheld again at 600mm. Here we go. So, guy's getting ready. He's going to go for it. He's a nice little bowl. Tucks under the lip and comes out. Yeah, that's actually really nice, crisp video. Handheld at 600mm. I was pretty impressed with that. That's the autofocus as well going on there. It wasn't manual focus, so it managed to do okay even in autofocus. Next, what I've got here is a couple of shots of a couple of military jets. These are FA-18s that went overhead. There was two of them. So that's at let's see, what camera was I shooting on here? I think this is on the D800. Let me just double check. No, this would be on the D7000 still. So that's what we got. ISO. It's up to 500, 1/500th of a second at f9, 600mm. It's coming to 100% crop factor. And look at the contrast is fantastic. The detail is great. There's a little bit of noise, but that's the D7000. But yeah, I mean that's a jet flying overhead that was quite low. Grabbing it at 600mm. I think the next shot is of two of the jets together. They were flying pretty tight formation. But we come in here on the Wolverine. I think that's the name of the team here. It says Wolverines on the tank here, the fuel tank. Yeah, so incredible, really nice detail in the photos. Lens worked really well, handheld 600mm, no problems. So yeah, very impressed with how that worked out. Now, so what we've got here is we've got the actual lens itself sitting on top of the box, and to give you a size comparison, this is the 70-200. I'll hold that right there on top of it with the lens hood on, give you an idea about the size difference with those lenses. Now for you, the folks out there that might be wanting to see an unboxing, I'm not going to do that. I don't do unboxings. So I'm only interested in the lens itself, and after putting it through its paces, I can say quite unequivocally that the Tamron SP 150-600mm f5 to 6.3 DI VC USD lens is a great bit of kit. A fantastic purchase on my behalf. I'm really excited about what I'm going to get with this lens. In the price bracket, the bang for buck factor is brilliant. It's really on par. You're not going to find this lens being on par with, say, a 600 f4 prime, but none of your no zoom lens is going to be on par with a prime anyway. So if you're looking to do some wildlife photography, you're looking to do some sports photography, you've got some decent light, or you've got a decent camera body, look no further than this lens. Once it gets out in stock properly, and there's plenty of them going around, I'm sure you're going to really enjoy this lens. So yeah, this is Adam L. I'm going to end this little review here, and happy shooting. Say goodbye, Reef. Now she's sleeping. Cheers.